Video, I want to show you where to find Google Forms inside of Google Drive and how just to get started. So the first thing you want to do is go to drive.google.com, and then when you get there, you want to click New. Once you click New, you're going to see a menu, and you want to go down to More. Google Forms should be on this menu. Yours might be in a different spot than mine, but it's purple with the 3 lines on it. Click that. Also notice that whenever you go to New and you go down to More, if you put your mouse over top of the arrow, there are templates that you can already use. I'm just going to show you how to work with the blank form today. You also want to go ahead and give it a title. So up here in the top left-hand corner, you can do that just by clicking and giving it a title. If you press the tab button on your keyboard, it will automatically. This will also be what your Google form is named inside of Google Drive. So if you go to Google Drive and you go to recent, you will be able to see what you've been working on. You can also click the settings wheel and it will bring up a menu. This is where you can turn on collecting of email addresses. I always recommend putting on the Google form if you're collecting information to have the questions, what's your first name and what's your last name? We'll talk about that again in just a second. You can send response receipts. So what that would do is if you had it on always, then the students or parents or whoever filling out your form would get their responses automatically emailed to them. Underneath that, you have required sign in. If you want the form to be completely anonymous and outside of our district, you want to turn off collect email addresses. You can turn off restrict to Franklin County schools, and you want to make sure that you also turn off the limit to one response. If you have this unchecked and this one checked, it will be required to sign in, and they will have to have a Google account. So make sure that you have those unchecked if you want it to be anonymous. Same goes with if you want them to have only one response, you can limit that. You can also have them edit after they submit and see summary charts and text responses if you want to do that. On presentation, you can have a progress bar. So at the bottom of your screen, whenever they're taking the Google form, they're going to be able to see how many sections they have left to complete within that form. If you are in a classroom where students are sitting very close together, then you can always shuffle that question order. If you do not have it set to where it limits one response, you can show the link to submit another response automatically. Down at the bottom, you have where you can have a confirmation message. If you are in a traditional classroom setting, this is where you could post an extension for students who get finished early. You could say, okay, go and do this game or go to this website and read or whatever. You'd also say, read your book once you're finished, or just a little message of encouragement. And then the last tab is quizzes, and we're going to come back to this one in just a second. So when you have those settings set the way that you want, press save. If you click on the 3 dots beside of send, you can go down and add a collaborator. So if you have a co-teacher within the class or a content partner that you want to share this with, then you can type in their names right here. And then you can make them be either, well, on this one, you can only make them be an editor, but you can type a message, and then when you press send, it's going to automatically give them the option to edit your form and see your responses. So make sure that you're only sharing that with the people that you trust and work with. The last thing I want to share with you in this video is this eyeball button. And if you click on the eyeball, then you're going to be able to see it as a participant or a student, and you'll be able to fill it out exactly the same way that they would. To get back to the editing mode, you just click the pencil in the bottom right-hand